back to another video. Today I've got an Audi A3. It's a 2017, late 2017, going on to 2018. What we're going to be doing today on this vehicle is basically doing a full health check and oil change to manufacturer specification. What I mean by that is we're going to go check wiring, tires, brakes, coolant, and so forth on this vehicle. We're going to drain the oil and also renew the old oil filter. First thing we're going to do is remove the cover, which is secured by 8mm bolts. So you'd need an 8mm socket to have them removed. The oil filter is located just there, which also needs to be removed. Some plug to be replaced and renewed is there. That's where the oil is going to be coming out. Ratchet and 17mm. Stop the nut and then remove the nut ever so slowly. Oil filter, we're going to use a tool like this, a filter removal tool. Use some plug back in with the gasket that was supplied. Now what we're going to do is fill the oil filter up ever so slightly and also lube up the O-ring or gasket that's situated around it, so it's easy and it won't seize when we do the oil change in that filter. That's screwed on with T25 torque screws. So what you got to do is unscrew them. So this is the old filter. Definitely recommend needing a change compared to on your right, and on the left is the old one. As you can clearly see, there is a color difference. We've changed the filters on it. What's left is the pollen filter, which we'll do later on in the video. For now, obviously, we've got access to the engine. We're going to check the wiring looms for the engine. We're going to check the engine for any visible damage, i.e. checking the engine mounts. We're going to check the coolant lines, the coolant itself, the coolant level. Once we filled up the oil, we're also going to check the oil level. Checked the components on the top. Now we're going to have a look underneath the vehicle to check the same things which were not exposed from the top of the engine. We're going to check underneath. The next stage of the check, we would be checking the civvy joints, the drive shaft, the transmission, the howdicks for any leaks, damage. We're going to check the condition of the civvy boots as well. Make sure they're not leaking or there's any splits in them, which then we will have to advise the customer. What we're going to do is be checking the steering components. That includes the track rod end, inner track rod ends, the actual boots as well, for those to check us again for any splits, wear or chafing. The next stage of what we're going to be inspecting is the brake calipers, brake pads, brake hoses. In other words, everything that comes under the brake system. What we're going to be checking now is the suspension, the wheels and the tires. What we're going to check on them is tread wear, suspension components, if there is any ball joints that've got excessive play, if there is shock absorbers leaking, if there is also any bulges on the tires or any damage on the rims, cracks. Process once all the health check was done on the vehicle, what we're going to do is fill up 4.3 liters of oil. This car takes 0W20. Once that's done, we have to let the oil settle and check the level. For us, that's on maximum, so once we start it, some will still go into the oil filter. We'll let the car run for about 5 minutes or so. Let it cool down for 10 and then check the level once more and top it up as needed. Audi A3, the pollen filter is situated inside the glove box and is covered by a trim which just needs to be pulled off. Once that's done, you've got access to the pollen filter, which is held by 3 clips, and those clips just need to be pushed down so you can have access to remove the casing. It's quite dirty and it does need a new pollen filter. Let's fit this back. What we're going to do is plug in the diagnostic, run a health check, reset the service light on the vehicle and inspection light. Thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you on the next video.